So my first contact with Stephen was in 1997 when he rejected my application to work at Available Light. My second contact was a few years later in 2001 when he again rejected my application for employment. My third contact was when Stephen called me a few months later and said, "You know how people always say they'll keep your resume on file in case something comes up? Well, something came up." So the third time was a charm. Since founding Available Light, and likely before then, truth and beauty has been one of his guiding lights. And like moths to a flame, those of us who know and work with Stephen have been drawn to that same light. For Stephen, it all starts with truth and beauty. As he wrote, quote, "I have always been attracted, inspired, and motivated by the myriad of magical human-made creations, whether it be the fine or performing arts, architecture, or the written word describing emotion, tension, and beauty with a supercharged, laser-sharp focus. Like the title character in the Sondheim musical Sunday in the Park with George, what gets me out of bed is order, design, composition, tone, form, symmetry, balance, color, and light." As they have for many of us, these words and ideas inspired Stephen. Starting in theater at PCPA, then Webster University and NYU, Stephen soon found his way to a broader lighting world, including architectural, exhibit, and trade show lighting. First with Tom Lemons and then Rick Chamberlain, Stephen learned and grew as a designer, not just as a designer. In 1989, Stephen married Susan Gokenauer, who was to become his lifelong partner in love, family, and work. When an opportunity/necessity came up to launch his own company, Stephen jumped into it. I imagine with the same zeal, enthusiasm, and energy that he puts forth into all his ventures. In 1992, Available Light was founded with Stephen as artistic director and Susan Gokenauer as managing director. An unusual structure for the design world, but one that's well known to those with experience in theater. From the beginning, Stephen and the company made listening to its clients the cornerstone with which to create wonderful, award-winning designs and deliver successful projects and environments that people want to inhabit. Along the way, Stephen has pushed designers, reps, manufacturers to strive for more sustainable solutions and tools. It's one of my favorite facts about the evolution of lighting that when I came into this business, an immersive environment might be 10 to 12 watts a square foot. And today, it's more like 1 to 2. And that's, a testament to not just Stephen and not just the people at Available Light, but all the people in this room. So thank you all for that really dramatic reduction in power needs. So another lighting innovation that Stephen contributed to was the adoption of Revit and BIM by lighting manufacturers. In 2008, he and Ira Rothman founded Radiance Resources to create Revit fixture families for lighting manufacturers. And all the while, Available Light continued to succeed and grow. I could list many of the marquee projects that Available Light has had the privilege of working on, but I know that to Stephen, it's the people connected to Available Light that matter the most. Whether it's someone like Bill Cadra, who has known and worked with Stephen for more than 30 years, or the most recent arrivals at one of Available Light's 5 offices, Stephen has always recognized the importance and value of treating each one of us as individuals and getting to know them. I'm not sure when Stephen's dedication for supporting education really began. Perhaps it's that a core part of bringing people into the Available Light world was to build on what they knew and teach them what they didn't. Or perhaps it comes from an even earlier time. What I do know is that Stephen has made the education of lighting designers one of his singular focuses and passions. From creating the Tom Lemons Scholarship to being part of and then leading the ILD Education Trust to being an instructor, Stephen has found and created ways to support young designers and to also encourage and inspire other designers to follow suit. His support for the Education Trust continues to this day, and I'm sure that Stephen will see this room as a target-rich environment in which to unfurl his fundraising nets and snag lots of donations. Finally, the last 2 things I'd like to talk about are Stephen's integrity and humility. I don't think it's exaggerating to say that these are at the core of why I've chosen to work with Stephen all this time. Stephen has repeatedly said there's a reason we're not called Stephen Rosen Lighting Design. I want Available Light to be about what its people want it to be. His willingness to make room for other folks in the company to express themselves and grow have been central to our success. When I look at our roster, I see a group of people who are committed and supported. Most importantly, I see that even through the 30+ years and many people that make up our company, our people are still passionate about following our guiding light of truth and beauty. Which just goes to show the wisdom of this idea of Stephen's. Quote, "If I am able to inspire those with whom I am blessed to work with the notion that truth and beauty is at the heart of what we do, then the fabulous work will naturally follow." And so to all of you here, it is with sincere pleasure that I'm honored to introduce Stephen Rosen as one of the recipients of tonight's Lifetime Achievement Awards.
I am so sorry. I asked him to introduce me. Oh my gosh, look at all of you out there. So I think it's fair to say that Available Light represents the softer side of light. The science and the industry is incredibly important to us, and I thank all the other recipients tonight who represent that, because without the knowledge and the technology and the analysis, it's very difficult as designers to create environments that really mean something to people. And that is really important to us. I'm feeling a little emotional, so I thought I might be, so I wrote everything down here. I look around the room, and there are so many amazing people here who have all taught me and brought me along, and I'm at a point in my career now where I not only look up to all of you, but I now can call you my friends and my colleagues, and that means a lot to me. I'm especially grateful to my Friday Friends cocktail party, who helped get me through a very tough few years. We started meeting every Friday, and we continue to do that today, and I suspect we will do that for a very long time to come. I want to thank Matt for his comments and his open heart and the many years that we have collaborated together, and we continue to build on that relationship and that trust, and he truly represents the best of our company. I want to thank Randy and the Edison Report universe, not only for the award, but for how you relentlessly keep a spotlight on this industry, and you continue to make what we do important in the eyes of the public and our colleagues and other industries. So without you, no one would know what the heck we were doing. So thank you. If I've done anything award-winning in my career, it was surround myself with the incredible and passionate people who ply their trade at Available Light. Our team works very hard to use the tools that we're given to tell our client's story and realize their vision and visualize their ideas in our particular media light. Like a lot of people, I started in the lighting business in the high school theater gymnatoria. And in about the 9th grade, I realized that what I really wanted to do with my life was be a lighting designer. And my parents, who had no frame of reference for this, they grew up on the streets of Brooklyn and worked for everything they could to build a family and a home for us. They didn't understand what was driving me and what it meant to be a theater artist, but they saw how infatuated I was with this elusive and amazing media that we call light. And so when I announced to them that I wanted to study lighting design in college, they were all in. Many years later, as Available Light was beginning to enjoy a modicum of success and notoriety, I was having a conversation with my father, who kind of orchestrated this conversation. And he said to me, I thought you were going to be a theater artist, and I don't really see you doing that. And it kind of felt like he was saying, that I'd sold out or that I was trying to reach the easy path. And I said, I explained to him that a number of unexpected things had happened to me through my education career. One was in a class at Webster College, an architect came and spoke to our class one day about architectural lighting design. Well, that kind of blew my mind. And the fact that I could mix my theater art with my love of architecture, and that ended up through in a long stream of opportunities that sort of came my way that were never engineered or orchestrated by me. I felt like I was always along for the ride on the raft. And I told my father that my journey had become more than a single pursuit of theatrical lighting, that this multidisciplinary use of light, whether it be in architecture or museum exhibition or corporate theater or in theater, was something that I found that was the broad diversity of the kind of lighting we were doing. That's what got me out of bed every morning. It wasn't just doing theater lighting, but it was employing light in interesting ways. I really knew that at my heart I would always be a theatrical lighting designer, but it has become much more than that. And being able to forge my own path and create what we do at Available Light means all the world to me. Funny, not that long after that conversation, my parents came to see a project that we had completed, the new and the magnificent Tech Museum of Innovation in San Jose. And when my dad walked through the space, and once again he pulled me aside and he said, "Okay, I get it. I'm good." So I felt like I finally delivered the goods. I really look forward to sharing the encounter we've all had here together at night when I get on the phone with her later today. But I think one of the reasons I'm standing here has as much to do with the fact that being a lighting designer was never enough for me. Like a lot of the Edison Award winners tonight and in the past, I find great joy not only in professional work, but in expanding and celebrating the industry that I adore. One of the organizations I serve, the Business of Light, uses as its premise, a rising tide lifts all boats. When one of us is successful, in some inextricable way, we are all successful. In all fairness, my ongoing contributions to the IES, the LIRC, BOL, and the Education Trust, oh, and I have the ribbons to show it. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. This is going to go up to $50 soon, so get me tonight. I got a bag. The time I have invested in all of these organizations and the leadership lessons that I have learned have delivered far more to me than that I've given to them, and I am grateful for that. And I am grateful to all of the people at Available Light, but especially some of the same people that Matt mentioned earlier, including Bill Kadra and Matt, and Rachel, and Ted, and Kate, and Derek, Annette, and Rick. The leaders of our firm are par excellence, and I learn from them every day. However, this moment should not be about looking back, for we have much work to do, beginning with helping to mend the planet and learning to extend love and respect to every human being. Unless we support, mentor, and elevate the next generation of the next generational waves of lighting people and encourage them to seek audacious solutions, and yes, Matt, deliver truth and beauty, none of us should be mute. We are enjoying a burgeoning lighting industry. We need to take advantage of that, and each of you needs to pledge to pay that forward. Participate in a portfolio review, teach a class, mentor an emerging professional, and always share your largesse with the lighting organizations that support education and emerging professionals. Because without them, our industry will not continue to grow and thrive the way it has. Giving back is infinitely fulfilling. And my thanks tonight would not be complete without extending enormous gratitude to my children, Sonia and Ashton, who put up with my travels throughout their childhood and continue to do so today. And of course, my thanks go to my life and business partner, Susan. We have a partnership that most people only dream about. May this light shine forever. May our love be alike. Thank you.